Hi, this is Canadian folk singer Jesse Ferguson, and I'm bringing you today another video in my tutorial series on how to play popular folk songs, particularly from the Irish, Scottish, and English traditions, as well as the North American traditions. Today's topic is Come Out Ye Black and Tans, a song written by the most famous Scottish poet Robbie Burns in the 19th century. And this is a simple way to play it using basic chords, so hopefully you enjoy it. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments section below. I'll also post the lyrics and the chords there, so you don't have to bother writing them down. You can just print them off or save them to your device as you see fit. That's just my arrangement of how to play it. So, what are the chords used? Well, the first one is E minor, then to G, to D, back to E minor, B minor, which may be tricky for you if you don't know bar chords yet, then E minor. If you want some help with bar chords, you can check out, I have another video on how to do those. It's one of the trickier parts of playing guitar, for beginners anyway. So those are the chords used, 4 chords in total, not that difficult. The strum pattern is the same as the other ones I've posted in this series of tutorials so far. It's my basic, simple strum pattern for most upbeat folk songs, country songs, etc. And it involves using the bass note of a chord. Which, if you've seen the other tutorials, you're probably sick of hearing this, but basically the bass note, every chord has a bass note. And it's, I don't know, the simplest way to describe it is it's the lowest note that's associated with that chord. So if you play a D minor or a D major, you're not supposed to strum the low E. It doesn't go with it. So what's the bassiest note that you're supposed to strum when you play a D? Is usually that one. It's the bass note anyway. At least that's how I understand it. I try to keep things simple with music theory. So for a G, it's the 3rd position on the low E string, which you're automatically playing anyway. For an E minor, it's open on the low E string. So the G again, then to the D, back to the E minor, B minor, which is on the A string, so for the strum pattern, it involves bass note, bass note, down, up, bass note, down, up, bass note, down, up, bass note, down, up, bass note. So it's bass note, and then it's, so bass note down, you're plucking down on the bass note, then down on the rest of them. And you'll notice that my pick stays between the strings, so I hit the bass note, boom, it stays there, ready for the rest of it, which is also a down sweep on the remaining strings. So at full speed it sounds like this.
Ye Jacobites by name, Londonere, Londonere. Ye Jacobites by name, Londonere. Ye Jacobites by name, your faults I will proclaim, your doctrines I maun blame. You will hear, you will hear, your doctrines I maun blame. You will hear.
Now between between a chorus and the next verse, I usually just do a fill, which is just, a couple more strums to give yourself some time to catch your breath maybe, or if somebody else is playing fiddle or something like that in between, they would do maybe a little riff there. So it's just E minor, B minor, F. That's just a little sort of gap filler between whenever you finish a chorus and you go to the next verse. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. You could just run right straight through, but it might seem a bit rushed. So whenever I play the song, I usually let the first verse, the chords ring out. I find it a bit more dramatic that way. So I would do,
Ye Jacobites by name, Londonere, Londonere. Ye Jacobites by name, Londonere. Ye Jacobites by name, your faults I will proclaim, your doctrines I maun blame. You will hear, you will hear, your doctrines I maun blame. You will hear.
So that's the song. It's the same thing throughout the entire, all the verse-chorus combinations. Now technically I don't know if it's actually a chorus. It might be referred to as just the refrain as part of the verse. Anyway, whatever it's called, that's the same progression all the way throughout the song. So once you learn it, you can follow along with my video that has the entire song from start to finish, which I'll post a link to. You can follow along with that. If you have any questions about how to play it, feel free to ask me in the comment section, or if you have any requests for future tutorials on how to play folk songs, preferably folk songs that are already on my channel, which is more useful to me. You can check out my website, which is www.jessefergusonmusic.com. And thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one. Happy